And we're back. Nothing thus far has really been too different about the school, though the mural has of course changed to reflect our new class schedule. We've already seen the image there for creative writing, but now we also have religion, literature, and theater. So as long as we're recording, we're going to go ahead and go through the chemistry lab, because we're close to another branching path. And time for the shade to crawl through. Hi there. I want to take a quick peek in the biology lab just to see if that message is still there. Yeah, dissection equals resurrection. That's not how that works. But anyway, branching path time. Here at the top of the stairs, in the original LP, we went over to the art studio. This time we're headed for the planetarium instead. So, right around this way. As soon as we get in, we're greeted with an echo message. It's over here in this seat with a notebook in it.
So now, as we move across the sky, we see another familiar face. This will be Ursa Minor, or as we like to call him, Little Bear. What's so funny? Well, I suppose I should be glad that someone in this class sees the romance in astronomy.
So the only clue we really have to work with is Little Bear, Ursa Minor. Now if you don't have a working knowledge of constellations, the game comes to your rescue. There are various posters around the room showing different constellations. And so right over here, we have Ursa Minor. We need to find this thing. Coming around here, we have this console we can play with. Hitting the lower button turns on the stars. Hitting the upper button momentarily draws the constellations for us. So, we need to find Ursa Minor. It's easy enough to find because it also clues you in by having the brightest star on the field. Now one thing it doesn't tell you though, is you kinda want to turn it so that most of the screen is dominated by this blank space above it. So let's see what we have here. Hey Mandy, be my little bear. Call me, Big Bear, 555-2327. So, and just like calling the shadow number in the art studio, calling the number opens the way forward for us. So, let's see here. I always have trouble remembering which is the right way out. I think it's the one at the end of this hall here. And yes. So this is where the paths meet up again. This door is the one that would have come out of the art studio. And so with that, we can go downstairs and continue on our way. I want to go ahead and show this message real quick, because it does point something out to us. This is the Dahlia message, where she shows us her new look. Like my new look? XO, Dahlia. And it's the same one we had during the LP. Basically, Dahlia does not have a specific outfit just for you being unfriendly, so her outfit will basically reflect whatever your secondary trait is at this point if this is the ending you're going for. So for us, it's still family. We're just a lot less friendly about it. So with that, back at the next major thing to show. And so here we are in the gym. It's time for us to meet up with Michelle.
Maybe
So it's the same song, but with a more subdued performance and a more subtle accompaniment to it, not quite as driven. Also, the outfit's the same. Michelle also does not have a special look purely for you being unfriendly.
Sorry if I interrupted you.
Oh, I didn't realize there was anyone else in here.
I'm looking for an emergency shelter. I guess...
You're not here for the reunion?
No.
Just my luck. Did everyone else get the message except for me? What a screw up. That was elegant.
Lacking in finesse, but 10 for effort.
Michelle Valdez.
Harry Mason.
Nice to meet you, Harry. So, what brings you here?
I'm looking for my daughter. She's missing. I convinced myself she'd be here.
She's a Midwich student?
No. She's just 7. Her name is Cheryl.
Cheryl Mason?
Yeah.
There was a Cheryl Mason when I was here. She was above me at school.
Must be a different girl, same name. She's 7.
I'll show you. Come look.
So some different reactions all around, most tellingly the fact that Harry did not step forward to help her down from the stage.
There you go. That's an old photo. You say she ran off?
No, we were in a car accident. That can't be my daughter.
How many Cheryl Masons could there be in a small town like this? She even looks like you.
There is a resemblance, but my Cheryl's just a kid.
You don't sound so sure. Come on.
The principal's office?
Yup. Locked. But with a little persuasion...
You're breaking into the principal's office?
I don't see any hall monitors. Evening, Mrs. Albright. You cow.
She's still around? I remember her.
She was when I graduated. I think she'll be here until someone drives a stake through her cold secretarial heart. That's the principal's PC. All the school records are on it. Students used to hack it to fix their grades. Hey, I was good at school. Principal Fisher was obsessed with changing his passwords.
And we're hacking into his PC to...
See if you can pull up the records for Cheryl Mason. See if she's your daughter. Prove me wrong.
If I do, we get out of here?
Sure. Take your time. I'm just gonna text my boyfriend to find out where the hell he is.
And so with that, it's password time. But yeah, they were also a lot less kind about the secretary there. So as long as we're here, I'm going to go ahead and show where all the answers are for the possible password questions you can get. So let's get right to it. Wasted 3 years of my life in order to major in. The answer here is this diploma behind his desk. Zooming in, he majored in geology. I said goodbye to bachelorhood, freedom, and happiness where? That would be the honeymoon photo here on the bookshelf. Married in Hawaii. The greatest baseball team without question. The answer here is in front of the desk. Propped on the corner of one of the chairs, there's a baseball cap, and it says Shiners. My only true four-legged friend. For this one, there's a dog collar here on this hat rack. Zooming in, the tag says Nikki. My star sign, even though I don't believe any of that. This one's kinda twofold. Coming over here to the secretary's office, if we look at her calendar, the date November 12th is circled. That seems to be his birthday. Now, if you have a working knowledge of the zodiac, you can solve it just from that. If not, come over here to this bookshelf And there's a little poster here showing the dates for the zodiac. His corresponds to Scorpio. The King of Sports, a man's game of squash. This one's back in the main office. That'd be the trophy here on the wall. Racquetball, men's state tournament. I always hate when that one's one of the answers. I always misspell it. My of an ex-wife's name. This one's also in the secretary's office. Coming around behind the desk, if you look at the monitor, there's a post-it on it. The text is a bit blurry, kind of a bad font choice, but it says, Herman's ex called angry. Call her back. 555-9433. If you call that number, you get voicemail and find out that the ex-wife's name is Valerie. What is the name of my wayward waste of space son? Back to the main office for this one. There's a child's drawing over here. For Dad, from Otto. So that would be the answer right there. And finally, probably the best Shakespeare comedy. For this one we go over to the bookshelf here, and we look at the works of Shakespeare. The one book that's extended a bit is Twelfth Night. So that would be the answer. That's another one I tend to misspell. Twelfth is kind of weird in how it's spelled. I mean, that's right, but it's one of those, 12 is spelled with a V, but 12th is with an F. And I also keep spelling it night as in the kind in armor, not time of day. But anyway, we'll go ahead and go through this process, just in case the scene afterwards is any different. Okay, so baseball team would be Shiners. Wasted 3 years, so that would be geology. And probably the best Shakespeare comedy. You always have to go through this process, though the password reset is always the same. And so the password's reset to Sunday 45. So let's see if any of this is different.
Shit.
You break it?
It just froze on me. It is her. It is her. We moved?
You don't remember because of the accident?
Simmons Street. That's not a great neighborhood. Why would we move there? I guess the cop was right. My ID was old. That wasn't my house. What else did I forget?
There's a phone number. Why don't you call it?
I will. There's no reception. I'll be outside.
Good luck.
Yes?
Cheryl?
No, Dahlia. You want me to find her? Who's calling?
It's her father, Harry Mason. Is she okay?
Harry?
Is she okay?
Who the hell do you think you are?
Sorry? What's the...
Leave me alone!
Okay, so no differences there. But with that, it's nightmare time, so back at the end of this.